Janet Gardner, the lead singer with Vixen. You just released your self-titled debut album, but as far as I understand, the band has been around for a few years already. How did you gather this lineup in the first place?
Jan, the lead guitar player, started the band. She lived in Minnesota in the States. About 7 years ago, she started the band, and then she moved out to California with that band at the time, which none of us were in. Mm. And then the singer quit about 5 years ago, and that's when I joined the band. And then we saw Roxy. She was playing in L.A. She was actually from Detroit, playing with Madam X. And we saw them play and said, ooh, gotta try to get her in the band. So we called her back in Detroit, and she flew out and auditioned and joined the band. And then soon after that, we found Cher, the bass player, playing in a bunch of different bands around LA.
Your music has been described as melodic hard rock. Is it a focus to write songs that will appeal to a wider audience?
No, not really. I mean, it's what I've always liked personally. I mean, I've always liked hits. Yeah. I've always liked, good hooks, good melodies, stuff that you can sing along with. I never liked, anything non-melodic and thrashy or anything like that. It's what I like. So.
Who in the band writes the most songs?
We all write on this particular album. Within the band, Jan and I wrote most of it together because we'd been, playing together and writing together for so long. Yeah. And then some friends of ours, outside people, wrote some of the stuff on it.
Are there any bands in particular that have inspired you to become a musician and also to write this kind of music?
I think we've really been influenced by like the 70s hard rock bands, Aerosmith, Led Zeppelin, bands like that, were what we really... I really also liked Bad Company and the Stones and stuff like that. And then more recently, I remember seeing Kiss when I was real young, and I just remember that really affecting me performance-wise, and just the big rock show, made me really want to do it. Bands like that. I remember when the first Boston record came out, that kind of flipped me out. Mm-hmm. And Def Leppard, Pyromania was another turning point where it was like, wow. Okay. Yeah, good songs, stuff like that.
It must be very exciting to have your first album out in the shops. Have you got any idea how many copies you've sold so far?
I'm not really sure. It changes every day. In the States, I think it's at 450,000, very close to gold. And in Europe, all combined or something, it's around 100,000 or something.
You're currently touring to promote the album. Do you expect the numbers to get much higher than this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's all on just one single. The new single is being released in the States today.
All right.
So, yeah. So we'll see, what that does.
Tonight you're opening for the Scorpions. Are you doing any headlining shows at all on this tour?
Well, we started out in Germany. We did a week's worth of headlining clubs and stuff. And that was really great. And then at the end of the tour, we're going to play some clubs in England and do a headlining show in Paris. Mm. Then we go right to Japan, and we're headlining a few shows over there. Then back to the States.
Okay. Well, tonight will be your fifth gig with the Scorpions. Is this an extensive tour you're doing with the Germans?
We play with the Scorpions through the 20th of February, so that's still another good solid month. We're going through France and Spain and Italy, and we're still going up north to Helsinki, and so there's a lot left to do.
Yeah, that's a lot of gigs. Isn't this exhausting in the long run?
No, not in general. I mean, you get physically tired. You can feel, your body. Some days you just go, I'm beat. But it's all worth it, because when you see the results and when you get out there to play, I mean, there's nothing like it. So you just keep on.
A lot of things can happen during a gig. Have you had any Spinal Tap moments so far?
Not so much. This tour has been pretty pretty solid. We've had some very embarrassing things happen and stuff before, but I had a good one the other night. We were playing an ice rink in Gothenburg, Sweden, and I came running off the stage, and I ran down the stairs, and I forgot there was ice, and I just went, slid all the way across the, just fell right on my back. And it was more embarrassing than it actually hurt, I think.
You'll obviously be on the road for the most of the year. Have you made plans as far as 1989 for Vixen yet?
Oh, we're just putting together some ideas for songs and stuff, but we've been so busy. I mean, this is what we do all day, and then we play at night, and then we travel after that. So we really don't have a lot of time, but whenever we do get a chance, like at soundcheck, we'll throw around some ideas and stuff.
You obviously get a lot of attention as an all-female hard rock act. Are there any disadvantages too? I mean, like to be taken seriously by the music industry?
I think so. Some people have a hard time with it. We run into a lot of problems that guy bands would not have, you know, but we just ignore it because, you know, we do what we do, and the fans come around. You know, a lot of industry people have always been very skeptical of us, but you just have to keep at it.
Is image an important thing for a band like Vixen?
Well, yeah, I think it's important for any band. You know, it didn't hurt Bon Jovi, and it doesn't hurt bands like Europe. No. You know, people like that, they're Poison, very image-conscious bands, and, you know, just because we're girls, it's really no different for us. It's just, yeah, we take care of ourselves and try to look as good as we can, and that's about it.
I really like your album, but when you're listening to it yourself now, is there anything you wish you had done differently during recording or mixing of the album?
Yeah, I think there always is. You know, I don't think we'll ever make the ultimate album, you know. They'll keep getting better and stuff. I mean, we're real happy with the way it's our first album, and I think it came out, you know, really good. Of course, there's things that I listen to that I go, why didn't we fix that mix? Or, you know, just little tiny things that you know, you're so critical on your own work. But we're happy with it overall.
So what's your favorite track on the album right now?
My personal favorite is Edge of a Broken Heart, the first single. It was very magical when we were doing it. You know, when I went in and put the headphones on, it really felt like a great magical type of song. So that's my favorite. And there's other ones that I like to do in the live show better, though. I like the real hard rockers when we play live. You
said your second single, Crying, is being released today. Have you planned to release a third single as well?
We're not sure yet. We've been talking about I Want You to Rock Me, but that's not for sure.
Okay. So what are your further plans with Vixen now? Have you been planning your second album already?
Well, just more touring and more touring. You know, when we get back to the States, we'll probably tour through the summer. And then probably in the fall we'll make a new album, or at least start working on it.
Are you looking at doing anything different on your second album compared to your debut?
There'll be little changes. We'll stretch out more, you know, have a little more, be a little more indulgent, I think. And I think a lot more personality of the band will come through. Okay. You know, it won't quite be so, how would you say, produced. You know, maybe a little more freedom.